everybody? How is everybody today?
I'm wonderful.
Parrot Math's got his first question in. Good to see that, Parrot. How are you?
Hey, parrot.
So we've got about a 30-second until the ads stop, yeah?
Usually, but some
Yeah.
people do bad things.
No. Hope everybody is well. This is our pre-show. We're just chilling out for the next wee bit until it's time to go live proper. Right now we're just live improper.
We are improper.
Mm.
We're an improper pair. Oh, follow my lead, by the way, for harmonizing.
Okay, this is scary.
I hope you know the song.
Thank you, Russian Jay. I guarantee I probably don't know the song, so I hope it's got a good backbeat.
A little bit. You're close.
Really? Oh,
Bum bum
good.
bum 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 bum.
What the hell is that?
Grim Grinning Ghosts.
What is that?
Don't know Grim Grinning. Well, it's October 1st. That's why I figured it had to happen.
Grim Grinnigus.
Grim Grinning Ghosts.
What?
A
Hang on.
haunted mansion.
Yeah, see, we don't have haunted mansions here
Yeah, you do.
because, no, we just have regular houses that are older than 20 years.
You have a haunted mansion in Paris.
Disney, why do you do this?
Yes, Parrot. Yes, I did. I have the pack that has 4, an access of 4 to it. So I'll have 1 for me and 3 for giveaway.
I've not been following Descent Underground because I simply have no time, and my life is so preoccupied with trains. What's happened with Descent? How far are they now?
I'm not sure. I haven't been following. I know Baron.
Space games.
Wait, did I play it today? What?
Has it playable?
No! Why are there more games now? Crap.
Parrot, is the game playable now? Give a response in 4 complete sentences that covers all aspects of where we currently are at that you know of.
I can only sit here and nod and frown.
Just the pre-alpha version. Is it accessible to the likes of us golden gods?
Do they allow it to be streamed?
Yes.
Can I stream?
Oh,
Stream, please.
much stream such wow.
Much stream, such please.
Please me stream. I want to keep streaming.
Eric McKetton was streaming it. Okay, so apparently, yes, I probably got to go find my access stuff for it.
Yeah, we should probably, yeah. Let's do that and make it happen. Let me get my sound sorted so I can make it happen on my side.
And we'll descent.
I will descend on my scent.
Mm.
Mm. I have a warm, reassuring musk.
I bet you do.
Mm.
We'll have to get you to a TwitchCon or one of the ones over here or something so that we can find out for certain.
Yeah, we'll have to get you over to
Did you win the lotto or something?
Hmm?
Then you could get me over there like that.
Kidnapping.
Oh, that'll work too. I'm okay with that. I don't need a passport if that happens.
We'll just need to check to make sure it's okay. If Eric streamed it, it's probably okay, but we just want to make sure. How is everybody? Is it just Parrot in chat, or have we got a lot of lurkers?
I think we have lurkers.
Hello, lurkers.
We have a couple of lurkers.
Like you, I was a lurker, and now look what's happened to me. Don't let this be you. Whatever you do, do not comment or feed back to people streaming, because you will eventually become one of them.
I
Look
might.
what it does. Look what it does to your hair.
Or at the very least, you know, people will give you hugs in channel. You can also whisper. You can always send whispers, just going, "I don't like talking in chat, but hi." But that's perfectly okay.
Hey, Citizen Ryoken.
But Yeah. Also, the new
Thanks,
player
Parrot.
seems to be having problems with people.
The multiplayer. Well, yeah, of course, it's traditional. Wait, this is the truth of when you play a game that's not actually complete.
Parrot just whispered sweet nothings to me.
And he just whispers sweet nothings to me. He plays
Parrot!
us both.
You're playing us!
Yeah, Ryokin, he does have a nice perm, doesn't he?
It is true. His perm is gorgeous.
Mm.
I'm too missing of hair up here for a perm. I noticed one
You're
of the pictures from TwitchCon, the back of my hair was like it was from behind. I could see the back of my head. And it was just a spot, and I'm like, no.
was it very bright?
Yes,
Ooh.
yeah. It was quite
Hey,
like
saw this.
golden white up there. It was glowing. Sorry,
You've
glowing white.
basically you've got a tonsure.
I have a monk spot.
Yep.
Hello, Solus. Speculate. Do I think Dublar Thackeray shaved? Ooh, I don't know. That is possible. He doesn't want to show that.
I don't know what you're talking about. I just simply grew my hair out.
He might have shifted it. He just took it all from here and brought it up there.
I'm like Wolverine with hair. Snip, snip.
So when you cut your hair, it like regrows real fast.
Well, I saw the cutest baby playing with a kitten, and I just manned out. My man ovaries burst, and all this hair flooded out.
Man ovaries.
Dublar is going to issue his list of demands. I want better aircon because look what it's done to my hair.
It is quite frizzy.
I'm sorry,
Oh
but
man.
I look like Jeremy Clarkson. What kind of show do you watch where Jeremy Clarkson dresses up like this?
It is.
Hey, Hydro, thanks for the host.
Thank you, Hydro. It is BBC.
Uh, it is getting quite hot in here. Do you think I should take this off?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, hang on. Let me
The
just
reveal. The reveal. Bum bum bum.
put that down there.
He did shave! Oh my god, I didn't even think that was the reason.
Oh my god, I'm fucking baking.
I
Oh.
didn't even conceive of that as being a possibility. Holy
Look at-
crap, the youngness of you. Seriously,
know.
with the glasses and shaved, you look like 15 years younger.
That's exactly what everybody is saying. Oh, Solus is screaming. Yeah. look
My
at that.
word,
See,
you seriously do.
I have revealed the might of my chins.
You do look so much younger, sir.
Yeah. I tell you, it's making working much harder because I've lost my powers of gravitas.
Yeah.
Oh, and chat, this is just for you. Look what I've got.
Look at the shirt. Look at it. Yes. Perfectly centered in frame.
Oh, my face. See, my face wasn't this red and over hot, but I've just been baking it for the last hour. Who are you and what have you done with Dublar Thackeray? Yeah. I actually had planned on this late in the middle of last week, but I didn't really have a chance to. I didn't really have a chance to, commit the act until the weekend. Parrot, I'll give you my private stream, okay?
Oh.
Lola.
My.
Mm. I like. You see, now when I do that, my face is even worse because it just shows the eyes.
Oh. Uh-huh. Ha 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 ha.
I say.
We say.
I do. So let me just get. I'm drinking light frothy drinks because I'm off tomorrow. I'm going to see The Room in Prince Charles Cinema in London tomorrow, which I'm really looking forward to because it's basically the new Rocky Horror. So I'm going to be very drunk watching it. It's going to be good. Oh, poor go-tos.
Nah, he does it all the time. And Ella saw his failure. So, I believe it is about that time because there are many things to go through.
Yes. Okay. Ready whenever you are.
The logo is going up, everyone, and we're going into podcast. Remember to stick around after for the post show.
Rawr.
Welcome to another episode of Late Night Vacuum. And we are live once again
Hey,
with
everyone.
me. There he is, Dublar Thackeray, the amazing and wonderful. How are you, sir?
I'm good, but we have to renegotiate our rates for you to say that every week.
I
Um,
know. I'm getting paid too much.
yes, you are actually. How are you, Grakees? How are you?
I am doing magnificently. It has been a
That's awesome.
wonderful past few days.
So last time I saw you, we've got this is going to be one hell of a show. Hi everyone. I hope you're well, both in chat and in podcast land. We have got one hell of a show, but I think before we kind of kick off, what should we do?
I think we harmonize.
Okay, three, two, one.
When the crypt doors creak and the tombstones quake, ghosts come out for a swinging wake. Happy
Dun, dun,
haunts
dun, dun, dun,
etherealize
dun,
and begin
dun.
new hopes. Damn it, I screwed it up!
Don't Disney me. What is that song? Now, so you have to explain this to me because hang on, let's do a proper harmonize and then
Yep.
tell me what that song is. Three, two, one. So, what was that song and why were you doing that song?
Grim Grinning Ghost from the Haunted Mansion at Disney. Disney is a very, very happy place for me, and going back to those songs makes me happy. Plus, it's October, so,
Okay.
Halloween.
Grim Grinnigus sounds like some kind of weird disease you might be
Grim
able to catch.
Grinning Ghosts.
Oh, Grim Grinning Ghosts.
Yes.
Um, that's that's terrible. I need to. Your song was good, but that's a terrible name for a grim grinning ghost. It sounds great with a gr 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 gr. But what? So Grakees, we've got so much to cover. In fact, so much I don't know how we're going to fit it all in. But I will quickly. No, I didn't even go there.
You
You've
did.
got such a dirty. Yes, I did. So, very quickly, you were at TwitchCon.
I
So,
was.
so give us a very high level kind of précis as to what it was like, because I'm sure people in your stream have already heard, but for podcast listeners, anybody coming in just now.
I got to I got to meet the rest of Bad News Gaming that was available in there. There was
That's our stream team.
yes, and there was a ton of people there, and we ended up having a dinner of 26 people.
What?
Yes, there were some industry people there. Then we had like Andy L from Sandbox and his wife was there. We had Das was also there. He's not on the stream team, but he's sort of honorary on the stream team.
He's a good friend.
And Syrian and we had Steel Series. They made an appearance. I can't remember her name for the life of me because I'm so bad with names and I feel horrible.
Don't worry about that. We know
But
you. We know you have a
I
name
know,
and
and
place
I
here.
always have to apologize for it.
Don't
Um,
worry.
but it was an amazing dinner, an amazing experience to meet everyone, and then plus there was the convention and meeting other streamers and panels, and it was just I have all the hype from that. It was so energizing. I can't even begin to describe it in words properly.
Yeah, on various private chats, you were as high as a kite, going wee.
Yeah,
So
and I'm still
it's really
doing
quite
that.
lovely.
Like I get ready to stream and it's like wee, and then off the stream wee, and it's just
You'll
that
be
way all
very
the time.
happy.
Oh God,
So
yes.
that's kind of awesome. So I want we'll hopefully kind of hear more about that, or we'll see various things come from that. But moving on, what have you been playing this week?
This week I have been playing Alien Isolation,
Yeah,
so I'm going to be finishing up that playthrough because it's funny to scare the crap out of me, I guess. And
yeah.
now I have a flamethrower, so I'm happy.
No, I've tuned in a little bit, but I've also done the runaway thing because I am a scaredy cat of immense proportions. So yeah, because I see a shadow and my mind goes, and now he dies.
That's what I'm thinking too. And then people
Yeah,
time the screams to those. So there's that. I
yeah.
played some Vermintide off stream the first day I got home because I was still
What's
exhausted.
what's a Vermintide?
Vermintide, it is Warhammer
Rat
Vermintide.
rat waves?
Yes, actually.
Really?
It's the Skaven from Warhammer. So it's
Oh,
set in the Warhammer universe,
okay.
but it's a co-op game. They don't have verses yet, but if you go on their forums and basically they say if enough people say it would be stupid not to add a versus mode, it plays just like Left 4 Dead co-op.
Mm,
Seriously, like they have the assassin that jumps you, and seriously, it pops out of the shadows, pounces on you, and then starts digging away. Hunters. They have the heavy armored ones. They're kind of like chargers. They have the ones with leashes. They're like smokers. So the whole thing plays a lot like Left 4 Dead, except in Warhammer with more melee and less ranged. And it is awesome. And I got to play it with Loco and Satellizer actually on
okay.
Monday.
These are two other great streamers.
Yes, yes. So I got to play it with them. I was off stream, but I still got to play that game with them. I played that, and today I was playing Elite Dangerous CQC.
Okay, and that's close quarter combat.
Yes, it's their arena matches.
Now, I've not been too hot on Elite Dangerous just simply because I really have almost no time right now. And I choose it for sleep sometimes. Crazy guy that I am. How is the CQC?
It's fun. It's a lot of fun. The only thing that I wish, and they're still in stress test and everything for it.
Mm,
The only thing I wish is the netcode was a little bit more stable. And I don't mean it disconnects me,
mm.
but I mean in that where someone is shooting is not where I am. So where I'm dodging, they're actually still hitting me. Same issue Star Citizen has. And I
Yes.
can try and get away and duck inside a building or around a corner. And because of the netcode difference, for them, they're right on my tail. For me, I've dodged them, so they're shooting me through the building, but because on my side I can't see them, when I try to fire back, it
Mm.
hits the building and actually doesn't count my hits, but their shots are coming through and hitting me.
So, netcode to be fixed, but it seems like it's fun.
But it's a lot of fun. Yes, I actually need to do improvements, and I plan on doing some Friday flight schools.
Oh, cool. I look forward to that.
What about you?
What have I been playing?
Yes.
I have been playing Sweet Fuck Oh!
I haven't heard of that one.
It's a single player adventure game. Mostly it's about staying late in the office and then taking a train home. It's kind of like that very quite emotional moment in Spirited Away. Yeah, it's just been one of those things. I've managed to get various tech bits sorted out, but I've simply not had the time. I am, however, taking a 4-day weekend.
Yay.
So guess what? Yes, I'll be doing all my lawn. No, I will be playing more games. So I'll have more to report on next week.
Awesome.
Yay!
We need Dublar in games.
which is, well, my method of playing, especially like say, I think I'll pick up an FPS and play it, just kind of get back into it. Will be me with a gun going, "Hey, what's happening? Oh, look, what a beautiful scene!" Poof. Oh, I've been shot. Which is
Oh,
typically my FPS experience. This is why I'm looking forward to, say, the Star Citizen FPS because I will be looking at the lighting and the damage system, and mostly the ground.
that'll be what the free run through is for.
Yeah, yeah. So we've got a pretty full-on week.
We
Lots
do.
of things happened. So we obviously have to talk. Oh, Cyberwolf asked me, "Can I stream again yet?" Nope, but coming soon. But so yeah, so we've
Yeah.
had this has been one hell of a week for Star Citizen, and many things have happened. And I think it's fair that we should really kind of clear the air and talk about the elephant in the room. Um, Three, two, one. The
Endeavor.
Endeavor ship.
Yes.
Yes. Oh my God, what a ship. Ah,
I
yeah.
want one. I'm gonna get it in the PU by stealing one.
Yeah, I think I know who you can steal it from, and I will press charges.
You will, but
Uh,
I'll be off
yeah,
in some
yeah.
star.
No, it'll be one of those ones where it's like, yeah, I look at that and I go, yeah, that ship's gonna get its ass stolen. Um, so actually, no. Before we talk about all that, there is some stuff that has been happening, and we would be remiss. We've been we've been avoiding this because, quite frankly, it's not really being news. It's just been annoyances. But it's kind of got to that stage now where it has to be talked about. Grakees.
Okay. As much as we've tried to stay away, other than our little joke at the start of the stream for late night vacuum, tried to stay away from the drama and the situation that is the essentially the negative shots at Star Citizen, specifically from Derek Smart primarily.
Yeah, we use his name here, and if you don't know who he is,
Don't bother.
yeah, can I honestly can I be you? Because if you don't know who he is, you've saved yourself a lot of annoyance. And to be honest, he's not even an annoyance per se. But he's like a Chinese water torture. So Derek Smart is the developer of, and I use the term loosely, a game called 3000 AD.
That was the
That was what,
original long
yeah,
ago. That's the company, 3000
that's the
AD.
company. Yeah, yes, yeah. So he builds Line of Defense and various other games. Now these are games that have been in perpetual development and look, shall we say, ropey. Just so ropey, it's actually amazing.
The
Stuff like,
reviews are not kind from people that have picked it up and done actual
yeah.
reviews.
If if you look at this and it makes you go, wow, that that reskin of Duke Nukem Forever actually looks good by comparison, then that kind of says an awful lot. Um, and so he's been he's an egotistical maniac with a ego that, shall we say, is quite impressive, possibly by scientific standards. And he's been not getting a lot of traction for his games. Now, let's take away the fact that from what we've seen, his game doesn't look good. We've only seen it. At least I know I've only seen it. I haven't played it, and I quite honestly don't really want to. Um,
I had a free copy and I tried it.
how was it?
It plays horribly. It crashes a lot. It's excessively laggy in parts. The skybox situation with the Dark Knights was horrifyingly terrible up until very, very recently. The sound design is terrible. They only just fixed being able to aim down the sights of weapons, even though it's supposed to be released by this point. But they just changed their terms of service on Steam to push back the release date of their early access, which I'm not even sure they're technically able to. If you complain enough to Steam, you can
Mm.
get refunds.
Yeah. 1 second. Okay. Yeah. So the way I kind of look at it is that um, with 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 Derek, he's trying to build a space game,
A science fiction game.
science fiction game. Okay. Let's remove the equation of is it good or is it bad out of the equation.
Yep.
He's it's it patently looks like he's projecting his problems and concerns onto Star Citizen.
It does. It,
Everything that he has claimed of Star Citizen seems awfully like exactly what's happening with him.
a large majority of his,
Yeah.
you know, his
Yeah.
vitriol and concerns. Yes.
So, so we haven't been talking about this because it's basically been unfounded. If there was truth behind it, then it could become a conversation topic. But it's the rantings of one person on a mission. And what happened with Derek was that he was actually a Star Citizen backer, and he started making posts and tirades and mentioning his game.
We'll
The
we'll retract the part that says posts to blog posts because they were
blog
posts
posts.
on Robert Space
Yeah.
Industries. To clear up.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Yes. Make that clear. And he basically was leveraging Star Citizen to make his game more visible. Because of that, and because of his attitude, he actually got a refund by CIG, which he then turned into more stuff, and so on and so on and so on. And you feed him, he grows. He simply is an Uber troll who lives off the controversies and the sound he makes.
It's not a
Um,
shop of horrors.
Raid me. And so we've been ignoring that. Now he also has been talking about suing. He's also made claims that he approached the FTC
Yes.
to kind of investigate CIG and do various things like that, which have been patently proven to be false because they actually uh, people actually got the evidence to show that no such claim had actually been made. There have been several legal conversations, which Derek Smart has been very happy to post and share, which is not how you typically handle legal stuff. It's all about the public show and tell. It boiled down to, in this last short while, him, uh, shall we, him basically doing two things. One was the escapist article, which do you want to talk about, Grakees?
Um. Oh, I thought we wouldn't mention their name specifically, but yes.
Actually, we will bleep the fuck out of that in podcast land.
There
There
is
was a don't go to the site; it's not worth it.
yes, there is a company that had a good reputation for gamer articles, but has, as a lot of other article writers have, fallen prey to the trap of clickbait type articles.
Yeah,
They are extremely one-sided and set up in a way that doesn't really scream journalistic integrity. It doesn't show both sides of it. There have been
yeah,
other companies that did that initially and then pulled back and actually did a really good job of in-depth articles showing both sides of the Star Citizen conversation. Um, so they started one way, but then they actually pulled back and went, we're journalists. We should do it
yeah.
right.
We should actually do a job on
And
this. Yeah, probably.
this was the exact opposite. It was a hit piece.
Yeah, and now there are becoming people saying, well, it's not a hit piece; it's X, Y, Z. When you have 100% anonymous sources and you don't include a response piece.
Initially include. They did finally include it.
Oh, did they finally include it? Well,
Yes.
bless them.
Yes, they said the reason it wasn't initially included was essentially that they didn't hit reply all on the email because it didn't go to certain people. But honestly, the time frame that was given for a response was
It was minuscule. If you're if you're on podcast, I'm giving Grakees a look of, oh, did they really say that? So the long story short is that it's a hit piece which has Derek Smart's um, fingerprints all over it.
Yes.
You can take almost verbatim various sections of it from his own posts.
You can. I've braved doing that in the same way that I feel that is necessary because I've watched shows like The Daily Show and they brave
They brave
what
the
they
news channels
call
that,
the mountain of bullshit and the war on bullshit. So I'm willing
yeah.
to wade into those places
Yeah.
at times if necessary. So I've read
Yeah.
through. I have. I've stepped back and read through, and I haven't jumped into the fray. And there have been things I wanted to tweet, but I've read, and there are sections that are verbatim matched up from blog posts to that article.
Yeah. And now, so this is a pretty, shitty thing to do. There is one more piece, and that piece is to do with a family member of Chris Roberts, his daughter.
Yes.
And that was to, well, Grakees, I'll let you say the words.
I'm going to try and restrain myself a little bit to maintain composure, but I will say what happened, and I will say I won't even say who it was on Twitter, even though you can find the information right on the Star Citizen site.
Yeah,
I don't want to give their name anything. They are absolutely beyond disgusting in what they did, and they not only doxed, which is providing very personal information documents about Chris Roberts, which, I can see that happening. It's a horrible thing to do, but they did it about his family, and specifically, they also brought his daughter into it.
Yeah, his 5-year-old daughter. Now, this is this is a game that people are building. This is a business. There can be various fors and againsts on this. We're obviously on the for side. There's not any real evidence of the against, and everything that is spurious, and it's a campaign to waylay the building of this game for a single person's ego and for his crusade, which he is very well known for doing this kind of shit. And now it includes the doxing of a 5-year-old girl. Fuck you and fuck everything you've ever done and everything you ever do, you low-life piece of shit. You are scum. You are scum.
Precisely.
Yeah. It's just fucking obscene.
You never do that. No matter how much you disagree with a person, we can have civil disagreements. And doing that can bring out the absolute worst of the crazies of the internet, which are out there and we've seen far too many times. It's a dangerous thing to do. Above all else, it's dangerous. You're putting someone in danger by doing that.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, I can't say more that wouldn't just be a rain of invectives. I am appalled. I don't think anybody who does this has a moral compass. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know how to transition from this without.
The thing is, though, the way to transition out of this now is the fact that Chris Roberts took it head on, and he finally. And I hate that he had to take the swing, but he did. And you can. It's a huge post, so we can't cover everything in it. It would take us multiple episodes to do it. But if you
Oh
go
God, yeah.
to Robert Space
20 minutes
Industries,
to read. It took me 20 minutes to read it, and I used
yeah,
my eyes.
yeah. So if you go to robertspaceindustries.com and look for Chairman's response to, well, we'll have to say the name because it's the title, Chairman's response to The Escapist. It has all of the information in there, all of the pieces and parts. But what this has done is it's started to, well, essentially hit back at what is known as a FUD, or fear, uncertainty, and doubt marketing campaign. And I actually know marketers, and I've talked to them about this type of thing. And I talked to them initially. This is when I was wading through Bullshit Mountain. And they, without telling them my opinions on it, I just sent them the stuff and asked for feedback.
Okay.
And their feedback was, holy crap, this is a FUD campaign. That was what they said outright before even all of this bigger stuff happened. They called it a FUD campaign. They knew what it was. They saw it, and Chris Roberts is now calling it out for what it is, and is now getting a reverse on with tons of support from the community, which you can see below the article, where a lot of people are coming out and saying a bunch of amazing things about the game. There are the once in a while, and seriously, it's like one blip to tons of support. Huge amounts to people going, you know what? This made me so angry, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to go buy more ships just to make you upset that we're doing this to support him.
Yeah, absolutely. Can I read out one of the posts from one of the developers?
And that's where we were going to go next with it. So yes, please do, Dublar, because this is the other side of it. This is the positivity that comes out of this community that we love.
So this is from Craigland CIG. Hello, citizens. Not too long ago, I was a backer like yourselves. From that perspective, I wanted to share some thoughts about this whole stigma about Star Citizen floating around out there. When I was first told about Star Citizen's existence and that Chris Roberts was making it, I pledged for a Rear Admiral package within 5 minutes of finishing watching Chris Roberts' pitch. The moment the Bengal carrier flashed onto the screen and swept past the camera with a F-7A Hornet escort, I knew immediately this was something I had been waiting for. Little did I know that my pledge would soon lead me into one of the most inviting and caring communities I think I can ever recall seeing rally together. Even less aware, I would eventually end up working for a company I had dreamed about for the better part of my life. CIG and its community speaks volumes to someone who has worked for Blizzard Entertainment for 4 years and Jagex for 2 years. CIG, honestly, has something very special here, something unique. This extends beyond simple hype. I have witnessed heartwarming and remarkable acts of charity between members of our community. While I am not a developer, I do have the unique perspective of working closely with our community in customer service. Quite frankly, I love it, and I feel every bit as valued as the guys building an Idris behind me. When I saw what was published today on Escapist, I honestly could not believe they were talking about the company I have been closely following since 2013, or working for. I have met Sandy frequently, and none of what the vile remarks said about her chimes any truth. Until I walked through the doors at Foundry 42, I could never have appreciated how dedicated our developers are to seeing this project through, the passion they are pouring into what they do. Or our QA team, working long hours to ensure the game reaches that level of quality you all deserve to enjoy. They even order their dinner into the office, working long hours. Audio team work tirelessly, bringing the game to life with vibrant sound effects and artistry, crafting genius. As a backer, I have not once had any reason to believe that CIG has been doing anything sinister. Not one moment. Everyone is here, working their heart and soul into something that publishers have never dared try before. I am proud to tell people where I work and what I do for a living. We build spaceships, internet spaceships, the best damn internet spaceships on the planet. It is rare to feel as valued as I do in a position as seemingly mundane as customer service. It is anything but. I get to talk with people who are passionate about the game and work alongside those who have just as much passion to show and give. Our community continues to shine through, and your support is never underappreciated. For every dollar you throw at this project, for every dime and quarter raised, for every polygon lovingly and meticulously crafted into a starship, for every hopeful pledge and every new citizen that is welcomed into our community, we get closer to that dream we all want to see realized. For every groan uttered from one of Ben's puns, for every camera lens switched on to film our content, for every post and key mashed, we get closer to the dream. I love this company and the people I work with, and what was posted today does not represent the company I work for. We will see you at CitizenCon 2015 in person or in spirit. Haters need not apply. So that is an example of the staff feedback coming out of CIG at the FUD article.
And that's what we expect out of this community.
Yeah.
And by no means are Dublar and I ever completely white knights for this game. We take shots at it quite often because there are many a thing that absolutely drain us. And we want to scream at them for, because we also want it to be an amazing game. But this type of attack is... It's disgusting. And this is the support that the community throws it at everything, and that's what makes this really special, is the passion for this project that we all have.
So I'm sorry that we've spent so much time talking about this situation, because quite frankly, nobody should be talking about this situation. This situation should not exist. We should just be moving forward, getting the game, having the trials and tribulations of seeing live active development, as you know we all signed up for. Instead, we've got a person who has turned this to his supposed advantage, and has managed to cross so many lines. Fuck him. You know, but the good point is we get to see the outpouring and of CIG staff, and we get to see the community supporting that.
And you know why we also say fuck them? Because the Endeavor. Look at the beautiful spaceship that he just talked about. He said the best spaceships, and that's the perfect transition over to the best spaceships, because the Endeavor is fucking amazing, better than the Retaliator.
Okay. Hang on. Breathing. We agreed this was our calm down phase, so...
Did you hear what I said, though?
In with anger. Out with anger. In with anger. Out with anger. Okay. Oh my God. Moving on. And genuinely, fuck him. Fuck everything. Let's keep going.
Did you not hear what I just said, though? I'm surprised you didn't pick up on that.
I heard you say, oh my God, I found a ship that's better than the Tally.
Yes, you did.
Okay, I went squeaky. Oh my God. So the chat has exploded at this. Better than the Tally. Okay, so we have a new ship. It's a science ship. It's a boring, mundane science ship, which is only it's a terrible ship. It's a terrible ship. Grakees, counterpoint. Prove me wrong.
I can't prove you wrong because it's an amazing ship.
It's an amazing ship. Oh my God, it's an amazing ship. I love it. So
it's the modularity of it that makes it so amazing, plus all of the stuff that they...
Okay,
for those that don't know.
Okay, so what was the name we were going to call this section?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, ship chat, chit chat.
There it is.
There we go. Boom. So welcome to Ship Chat, oh, fuck it.
Ship Chat, Chit Chat.
Welcome to Ship Chat, Chit Chat. So, Grakees, the Endeavor, oh, wow.
I'm looking at pictures of it right now.
Okay, I want to see your hands. So, thanks. Oh, that's going to take a while to forget. So basically, the Endeavour is a 200-meter long science vessel,
Mm-hmm.
which has three key parts: the drive engines, big and meaty; the science area, the science bit,
The workshop.
and the workshop, and the front of ship,
Explorer.
which we call fronty.
Fronty.
Fronty, the front of ship.
I call it the saucer section.
Yes, it basically is the saucer section.
Yeah, it is.
It's and so what we have here is a science ship with extensive modularity where you can add in differing modules. Now, before we talk about the modules, the front of ship actually can detach, and it's heavily armored and shielded because it's the ship piece that goes into the dangerous things for science.
Like the nebulas and
Yeah,
the solar storms and so on and so forth.
yeah.
Which is why it's called the Explorer.
Yes, Fronty. I'm going
Fronty.
to call mine Fronty.
That's your Endeavor name, Fronty.
Fronty the Endeavour. And it doesn't have a jump drive in the front, in the Fronty, because it needs to be limited in some way, because if not, it would be beyond awesome. Um, and uh, and so when it's flying around, the rest of it can stay as almost like a mini space station,
Mm-hmm.
and do science. And now we
Or
have the
drug lab.
modules. Drug science. And now the modules, we've got like 13 modules so far, I think.
I'm going to look at the exact count. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is what I'm seeing right here.
I think it's a little
Available
bit.
right now.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more because you've got the science bay, the research bay, and the other ones and so on.
Science, research, landing, medical, fuel, biodome, telescope,
Uh,
and super collider.
okay, 9. So it's got some really great pieces. If you're a fan of silent running, it's got the biodomes,
Mm-hmm.
which are basically places where tiny robots walk around and you eventually. I know I don't want to give spoilers. So
And
you
there
basically.
was a question in chat about the biodomes earlier as well.
Yeah. So if you can pull that up, we can
It
try to
was,
answer it now.
do we think that the biodomes could be converted into a zoo type of situation rather than a essentially a agricultural section?
One, I don't agree with your kink, but who knows? You may actually have a dog walking spaceship where you can just dock with other ships and walk people's dogs.
Well, we know there's going to be alien animals, so if we can
Mm,
collect them and put them in there into the different zoos, you could go around like you collect fish, but collect animals. Take them.
that would work.
It could be an ark.
An ark of stolen animals.
The best kind.
Yeah, so we don't know. It all depends upon how their pets mechanic works. Because I reckon that if we do have third-party alien life, which sounds so weird as a sentence, but you know what I mean. It's like, oh, look at that NPC cow. Wow. It all depends upon can we actually bring it in a ship? This is harder than a buggy, I reckon.
Space cowboys.
Space cow, unless you put the cow in the buggy and then drive the buggy into the ship,
That would be
ram raid the
awesome.
biodome.
Or hit
'Cause,
it with a tranquilizer and then, tractor beam the cow behind you.
oh god, Pirate Math says I was thinking more of extracting fluids from the alien puppies for science. Oh yeah, actually that would work.
It would.
Yeah, um,
It is for science, so.
Pirate, you're gonna get Space Peter on you. Um,
Speeda.
Speeder. Was it Speeder in the Hunger Games?
I think it was.
So, so there may be zoos, but who knows? Let's no. But they've got biodomes. They've got long range sensor array.
Which
Uh,
is the telescope array pod,
yeah,
which is, it's not just long range, it's like super high definition science
yeah,
long range
yeah.
pod. Which
That.
is that they have a super collider for space.
Oh my God! With two white rooms, In the white room.
So let's do super collider science, because why not? I wonder what happens if you do super collider science near a black hole.
What happens if you do super collider science with zoo animals? Anyhow, yeah, so you've got a super collider module as well, which does have two white rooms for overclocking your Intel chips. Hear that, Intel? Send us chips. Um, and we've got fuel for extra long flying. We've got
Yep.
a medical bay, which looks to be 3 levels and 2 levels.
Two.
So it's no, are you sure? Because the centerpiece looks as if it's got 3.
Medical bay is a 2x2. It says.
No, that's its positioning, but actually in terms of height of people, it's actually got 3
Oh,
floors.
it might be 3 floors to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Unless there's one floor specially for midgets, because it could be a midget special. Because you never know what G-forces do
That's
to
right.
the
It
human body.
attaches in a 2x2, but
Yeah.
it looks like that second lower pod has split floors on it, and the third
Yeah.
is like a extra high ceiling.
Yeah, Board Gamer is saying it's 3 floors. So we'll take that. On top of that, we have the hangar module.
Landing bay.
The hangar module.
Yes, it's a portable hangar, so that you can have your ambulances.
Yes, your ambulances. Oh no, there's somebody in trouble. I had best send out the cutlass.
I wonder what happens if you put the person that you rescued in the super collider.
Yeah.
It's for science. We don't know what's gonna happen.
So yeah, so I think, to be honest, this is a bold statement ship. This is the ship with little pew pew. It's got 2 guns, 2 turrets that basically are there more as token. And I don't really see this fighting off anything like a concerted effort of an attack. The hope there's a couple of standard variants: base, the Olympia. That's the Biodome Go-Go.
It is.
There's the what's the science one called?
They have the Discovery class.
Discovery class, which has
I'm not certain. I'm pressing the more info on it right now to find out
you load
exactly
up,
what's on
and
here.
while you're doing that, the Hope class, which is the medical ship, has the medical bay and the landing bay.
The research lab and the service and equipment crew.
Nice.
Is
So
in the science one.
So that's your general drug lab.
Yeah.
So the Hope class acts as a means to have a respawn point nearer the action. So if you get absolutely totaled, you can choose where you kind of respawn from. So you can respawn from a planet, or you can respawn on a Hope class Endeavor ship.
The hospital ship, basically.
It's a hospital ship. And so bang, you're in the game, and people can come in and take you out. A new ship can land, and you can fly off. Fantastic mechanic idea.
And then you brought up the master set.
Oh, what's the master set? I haven't heard of it.
The master set is one of everything, basically. It is the everything Endeavor. It comes with all the pieces and parts.
Oh, wow. I don't know who would buy something like that. They'd have to be a full.
It has a research lab and landing and the array, science, medical bay, biodome, service and equipment, fuel pod, super collider, LTI.
I don't know who would buy that. Honestly,
I don't know either. I have no idea, but I think whoever did is an amazing backer of the game.
Thank you. I mean, yeah. Board Gamer has one as well. I mean, Board Gamer has one.
That's who we were talking about.
Thank you, Board Gamer. You are an amazing backer. There may have been a slight melting incident. Things went bye-bye.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do sometimes. Wait,
Shall I
is the 890 gone?
No, pretty much everything else.
Oh, okay, so everything else but the 890. That's fine.
So I lost my tally.
That's okay. I just said this is better.
And I lost all the modules for the tally.
Hey, this is still better.
I lost my M50.
Still better.
I lost my 325A.
It's just still good trade.
I lost my Proclaimer,
I don't remember.
my Reclaimer.
Yeah.
It's a Scottish variant.
I'm just trying to think if it's worth it at this point. Nope, still worth it. Keep going.
Yeah. That was it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I've probably lost more, but to be honest, those were the only ones I actually no. I lost 2 Hull A's and Reliant, I think, as well.
It's a good trade in my opinion.
And Cyberwolf goes, Dubla, where is the BMM, the Banu Merchantman? It's close to my heart, and that will never melt.
That one is the last thing you'll ever lose.
Yeah, basically. So I melted quite a few things, but I now have the master set because it's like I champion. When I mean champion, I mean I'm very invested in the non-pew pew side of Star Citizen.
I know. I've been a merchantman
And you've seen how I play. It's deeply invested in the non-pew pew aspect. Tim, you can trade with me anytime. Just responding to a chat thing there about merchantman trading. So that's what I got. I got the salvage thing because I want to try the salvage mechanic. I got these various things. Now, when it boils down to it, top trumps, science beats salvage for me.
This is science and medical, and
Yeah.
I can honestly see us doing ridiculous science adventures in this ship as an entire group.
Yeah.
Because this is a group play ship where we can go out and do ridiculous adventure things of exploration and science and all the side stuff, where we can make those RPG story moments within the verse ourselves. And I think many a good stream is coming out of this.
So Board Gamer has a question, and I can answer this. I'll answer this first. And Grakees, I'd love to get your thoughts on it as well, and chat as well. He goes, so what is your fave use of the Endeavour? If you could only have one custom config forever. And Board, I want to hear yours as well. Mine would be the landing bay config with the Collider.
Mm-hmm.
So what I what I would do is I would basically lend it to Grakees so that he can be a traveling roadshow of overclocking. So we could open up a shop where Grakees could fly and ply his trade. People can land, and he would then overclock their materials and their equipment.
Oh, that is awesome.
Do you like that?
I like that. Holy crap, that's amazing. Mine's close to that.
What would yours be, Grakees? And Board Gamer, I see your one. Can you tell us why though? So yeah, Grakees, what is yours?
Okay. Whatever configuration's needed for the drug labs.
Right.
With the landing bay there.
Oh.
So that's so
really?
that it's like overclocking, but we provide the best product in the verse to everyone. You're I've got the most
people.
I'm overclocking people. I'm overclocking what we make, and that will be what we're known for, is the very best product. We won't say what the product is necessarily, because we won't have a name for it yet, but it's likely going to be pink.
It's My Little Pony plushies.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Actually, it's a pink unicorn.
That's what we'll name it, Pink Unicorn.
Oh, fuck, what have I done?
The name of our product is now Pink Unicorn.
So Board Gamer in chat, his is two biotomes and the telescope, which is actually a really nice setup. He says, I am an economy player, I want to grow stuff. And while I'm growing it, I want to be able to make money and gather info from my org with the telescope. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. So I really like that.
He's the one doing the growing.
Yeah.
He's got a different product he's selling. His is more organic.
I sow the seed, nature grows the seed. Timothy just asked, will you have discounts in medical supplies from time to time? Yes, of course. Just send me your body, and I will give you something in return.
So we could do return customer discounts, or actually, we'll do the first time customer discount, just to get them a taste.
Oh, oh, bugger! I don't know if we can do this, board gamer, because I think it might be right up your street, but the combinations may not work out because you need a landing bay, a biodome, and a hospital area. It wouldn't fit the configuration. Because what you could do is you could pretend to be a hospital ship. People could come to you who are injured and spawn there, and then you could turn them into fertilizer.
These are my friends.
Oh, the
Oh,
hospital is too
the
low too.
ideas and the thoughts are wonderful.
Yeah,
This is why this ship is actually better than the Retaliator for me. It's because
you're being genuine about
I'm
this.
being genuine about it.
That's awesome.
I honestly expected this to be possibly my number one when I heard about it. This is the last ship I've wanted. I couldn't get it, sadly, but Dublar.
Yeah, you can borrow mine. Yeah.
I will be on adventures with Dublar and everything else. I know that for certain.
We have
So,
to wear lab coats.
oh, we will. We will wear lab coats. We will be dressed in. I want to wear red lab coat with the gloves and goggles.
My hands will be blue
Oh, then both have to wear blue
because we're
gloves.
2x2 in the medical bay. Yeah. And they did mention we need a guild of science. I think if there was a science guild, that would be quite awesome. In
It would
fact,
be
could you
awesome.
imagine science guild papers? We tried this, it didn't work. We tried it again. Yeah, it didn't work.
The
um,
science
yeah,
guild with overclocking papers are going to be interesting. That
actually,
would be
no, I
pretty
think that
cool.
would be a very genuinely good idea if we had faux science papers that were published as part of Star Citizen Law.
Actually, we'll do that.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so we're doing that.
Yep.
We'll
That's
make that
part
happen.
of our RP. We're going to publish faux science
We're
papers.
going to do science. Let's do science.
We'll publish papers on it.
The guitar, science time.
Science
Uh,
guitar. Yes, very much
yeah.
so.
So there was a nice in around the verse. There was a nice kind of overview of the Endeavor and its modules and things. And because some people weren't kind of understanding or kind of asking questions about how things all fit, because it's like it's certain blocks, certain sizes, so you can only have certain limits of things. But that's some of the fun of it. Um, but there was also mentioned very briefly about what happens when your ship gets blown up and your sign, the fronty gets blown up, and how do you kind of get the rest of your ship back home? And they did actually mention the Crucible, the Anvil Crucible, as a towing ship,
Which is awesome.
which is awesome because that goes a level beyond the repair. It's the you've got a flat spaceship.
Your spaceship's got a flat.
Yeah, you don't have a spare fronty. So so you have to kind of take it away. So I do like that a lot. That makes me very happy. And yes, soon. I look forward to this in game, and I look forward to seeing its development because we've already had our first document on science and aspects of how it works,
Mhm.
but we're just going to see more of that, and I'm really excited. Because there's going to be a lot of interesting things we can do in this game beyond
Press
the
the
people.
buttons. Make things go beep and boop.
Beep, beep, boop. So what else has been happening this week, Grakees?
Um,
We had a good term for the chairman. Anything else?
we did have a good 10 for the chairman. These, I think, were the really big newses of the
Mm,
week. And I honestly
yeah.
didn't even read up on how the science stuff works yet. I wish I
Science
had.
stuff is pretty
I'm
cool.
like, oh crap, there's a science part to this because I was
We
so
should,
busy with TwitchCon.
yeah, we should, we may want to do a spin-off thing for just for that. We'll see because there is so much detail to kind of go through. There was a really interesting 10 for the chairman. Chris is now in Manchester.
That I had
Uh,
heard about getting ready
yeah.
for CitizenCon, yes?
Oh yeah, when is that?
Uh, is it not in about a week and a half or 2 weeks?
I don't know. I'll have to check my ticket.
I know.
Yeah,
You
so I'm
better
very.
represent us well.
Can I just represent? Because I don't know if I can handle the pressure.
Can you
Um,
represent moderately?
yeah, I'll represent as moderately as I can.
Okay.
So there's been some good questions in the 10 for the chairman. and some great responses. We're not going to go through them all, but just a couple of like kind of quick fire things. It's been a while since we heard about ship armor. Can you tell us where it's in development and when we will see it? The response is it's already in game. It's invisible. Now, this means that they still have to do the visual hooks so you can actually see the armor and kind of interpret its state and where it is based upon its visual placement. But they've actually added the numbers into the game and it's been there for a while. Grakees, you and I were talking about this, and you cited an example that was quite interesting.
Okay, so if armor's in the game, and they actually did in that response talk about the Hornet having armor, then there is no way armor is yet working appropriately, because I can have a wing or the cockpit or the
I love inappropriate
ball turret or the underside or like any number of parts of the Hornet torn off in 1 or 2 shots with a physical weapon, which is what armor is really supposed to protect against. Just bang, there goes the part. It doesn't act like a ship that's a tank right now the way the numbers are. It flies like a tank now, but I would expect it to have the armor of it. So I've kind of been waiting for armor. And then they say, hey, armor's in there. And I'm like, what?
So I think that's a sign that the armor's in there, but the numbers and the various... Exactly. There were a couple of other questions. So that will come in time, but the numbers are in there. It just needs to be balanced. So another question, there will be levels of controlled and uncontrolled space. And so you can kind of, like for example, if you're doing trade routes in a hull, you'd probably want to stay in the controlled space. If you're doing trade routes in a freelancer or
which we have known about. Those are the sort of outlaw lands where the PvP slider is going to go a lot further up.
Yeah. And so the question underneath this was, such career paths such as exploration would mean that you travel in uncontrolled or uncharted space. Does that mean you're going to have a higher chance of PvP? Chris said that was a good question. And when you go in uncharted space, there's a couple of things to think about there. One, it's uncharted. People don't go there. So you reduce the chance of there being other players. And by players, you can then say, look, NPCs as well. And however, but if you are kind of off the grid, as it were, you could have encounters. So it's the kind of thing where, it's not really going to happen, but it could happen, I think is the best way of saying it. But really the underlying thing, I gave Chris a chance to say this, is, and I'll read it out. I know a lot of people are worried, oh, there isn't enough PvP, or oh my God, I'll be forced into PvP. I think we got a pretty good answer in the way we set it up. We'll have stuff that will be good for both parties, both groups. So let's wait till we get there. And if it's not working perfectly, we'll try our best to balance and fix things. So it's a case of, you're going to have stuff to keep you busy. If it gets annoying or completely ruins the experience, there should be tweaking.
Yes.
Now, this question doesn't apply to anyone I know, but I'll cover it anyhow. They talked about people accumulating a large number of multi-crew ships, and the vision for NPC crews and what limitations are we likely to see. Now, the way it talked about was that you're going to need NPCs for some of the larger ships because of the size, and they're going to have basic functions.
A lot of players.
Yeah, the people who have Idrises and Javelins, they're not going to be self-aware, and you have to be very specific in the orders you give them, but they will fill the roles effectively depending upon their ratings, because there is a Yelp-style approach to ratings. If you do good, you'll be rated good. If you do bad, you'll be rated bad, and it's the same with the NPCs. So you'll be able to kind of mix and match what you can afford with your in-game currency to kit out your ship. So that's good, and we'll see how that plays. There was a question about engaging in guild wars against other orgs and alliances, and could an entire org become blacklisted by law enforcement groups?
Oh, that'd be
And
wonderful.
yeah, and the answer is yes. Oh my God,
You have
yes.
a pirate
So,
org. Law enforcement's gonna figure it out eventually.
yeah, yeah. So there's different strata of play from individual to multiplayer to org level aspects that they're building in. So yes, they will have stuff happening there. And we'll get more details on it soon. I mean, he gave a great. If you want to watch Ten for the Chairman, definitely watch this week's episode. It covers a lot of good stuff.
Yes.
There's a bit on trading, a bit of inflation, talking about the checks and balances. And the really interesting one, which kind of piqued a few people, was will NPCs work for a player even when the player will go offline? Or can I hire NPCs to do missions such as mining or hauling? And I just sit in the hangar or bar waiting for the NPC to finish the mission. So the idea is they don't want to have NPCs doing stuff while you're offline,
Hmm.
but you should be able to hire NPCs to do a mission for you. So, like, deliver this cargo to the planet or to this other player. Classic one is if you need to deliver a ship to someone. And the game time will tick in the game until the mission is completed.
And hopefully it
Um,
arrives and doesn't get destroyed.
yes, because there will be issues there. There is also a question about trade lanes. Now, this is in relation to freelancer, which is, do you travel fixed routes or do you travel anywhere? And the answer is you're not going to have kind of standard trade lanes, but you are going to have default areas um, uh, where kind of ships will travel because that's normally the trade path.
And
You
it's
know,
safer for them type of
yeah.
thing.
But you also have the ability to kind of fly wherever you want. Um, so you can basically. I wasn't very kind of sure about Chris's answer here because it does sound like trade lanes is similar to trade paths, but the long and short of it is that there will be nav buoys and advised routes, but you don't necessarily have to lock in and follow that exact route.
You find a
So
route that might be more dangerous but is
yeah,
faster by 3 times. So,
yeah,
you can make the Kessel run in 12
yeah.
parsecs essentially. Go for it.
I'm staring at you. We know. That's like grammar for nerds.
I know.
And also, there's discussing the ability to send out ships to scout the route ahead, and how does that work with the instancing, the matchmaking system, which is the idea of if you send a ship ahead, and it finds and reports on stuff, how does that relate to the instance where your other ships are in? And then when people kind of come in, do all the ships come into that new instance, or if there's other things already there, how does it all kind of split out? So there are some really interesting thoughts about this. It was quite a long response. The upshot is that they've got about two approaches on how they can do this, and they need to test both before they can kind of say what works. And it may even end up to be an option that we ourselves can set.
Yep. But they don't want to block us from ever being able to help out our groups or anything like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
So.
yeah. So it's really just a case of how do they handle it on the back end and how would we want it to kind of happen.
More server
Uh,
stuff.
yeah, server, 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 server. So that's a very fast kind of run through. It was a great episode. Um, I would recommend you watch it most definitely.
Such a heavy news week.
It's been such a heavy news week. And Grakees, I think that's pretty much us, unless there's anything else on
There
your side.
is a quiz.
Oh my God! This is what's the name of this quiz? It's the
The
true false quiz. That's not really a true false quiz.
But
They,
may contain
maybe
answers that
sound
are true or
true
false,
or false. Yes.
but usually neither.
Yeah. So okay. So this is what we do in order to, well, show how badly each of us in turn uh, fully understands the depth of the lore of Star Citizen. It's a good piece of fun. The aim here is actually to kind of uncover interesting nuggets about the game. We've covered Vandal, we've covered various general areas, and what we're covering today.
Today is sort of centered around an FPS theme. because I have a gut feeling that that's going to be playing out quite soon.
I'm fucked. Okay, so have at me, and have at me with questions.
Question number one. What is the full name of Gold Horizon?
I hate you. Do you mean the company or the station?
Company.
Uh, Gold Horizon Station Manufacturer and Tiki Bar Supply Company.
I
Yes.
That would be
No answers in
wonderful.
chat. No answers in chat.
Correct. No
If you
answers in
if you
chat.
want if
You
you
can
want to
whisper them to me.
yeah, whisper them to Grakees, but no answers out in chat. So go to oh shit, I've read that law and I can't remember it. What was it?
Gold Horizon Extrasolar Mineral Prospecting Corporation.
So I was close.
Yes.
Okay.
Speaking of nuggets, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Damn. This is a good start because I reckon that was the easy one, wasn't it?
No, there's easier ones.
Oh, thank. Oh God.
But
No
this
pressure.
one's still in the lore stuff around it.
Okay.
So, why did Gold Horizon go out of business?
Oh, see, Gold Horizon went out of business due to a little bit of politics they were having. They actually sided with the anti-messers at the time when that wasn't expedient, so they kind of got purged. And by purged, I mean economically cut loose because they didn't get the contracts anymore.
There's a little bit more to it. Do you remember the rest of it?
It was the head of Gold Horizon. Was it to do with Terra?
That's part of it, but it's still not the
Yeah.
last bit that finished them off.
Well, see, they were actually doing stuff with Terra or becoming politically aligned as pro-Terra supporters, which went against the Mesa era's pro-Earth stance. And so, by doing that, they based their headquarters there, or they based that important base. Um, Dude, how close am I?
Very close. You've got half a point on this one.
Okay, fill in the rest.
Fill in the rest is they did do the part with Terra. So they
Yeah,
essentially they were on Earth. They were headquartered there. They fell in with Terra and they moved their corporate headquarters to Terra
yeah, that's right.
when it was out of vogue. So
Yeah,
Messer shut down all the contract
yeah,
and
that's
used
right.
back channels to close all private contracts.
I missed the private contract
Nope,
shutdown.
there's a little bit more. You got pretty close with the private contracts. I was giving that one to you. The final coup de grace was when Messer put all terraforming in direct control of the UEE for security purposes, making all Gold Horizon stations then property of the UEE and shut them down
Oh
permanently.
God, yes, I forgot that. That
That
was a
was
dick.
that
That
was
was a
the
dick
final
move.
part, but you got half a point on that one.
Okay, cool.
So you did get the first part of it. It was he went and pulled well, I'm just gonna make a law now.
Haha, I have power. Use the power.
Where is the Gold Horizon station for FPS?
It's in the Stanton system. It's in between. I think it's just off. Is it orbiting the moon of Stanton 4?
I'm gonna give you a
Or
point.
yay! You're impressed.
Yes, because the most I could find was the name Stanton. In all of the articles I dug through, there was one mention of Stanton.
Yeah.
And then there was a mention of like there's hundreds of stations out there. They're all decommissioned.
If you look at the multiplayer demo that was done at Gamescom, when you can actually see the graphic of the
The
you can
background
actually,
was Stanton.
yeah, you can see the Gold Horizon station there.
Yeah, which is why I found the one mention and I saw that. So I'm like, I don't know specifically. It's Stanton-esque.
Well, it's either Stanton 4 or Stanton 3. I just can't remember exactly which one, but I went for Stanton 4.
But I could not find the specific Stanton. So
Yeah.
that was like, maybe chat will know. I found a mention of Stanton and I want to know the answer to this too. So I'm putting this in and I'm just going to probably
Okay.
give him a point.
That works for me. Okay.
Number 4.
Okay.
Name the the 3 suit types and the 2 factions for the first-person shooter.
Light, medium, heavy, and you have outlaw and blue team. um, uh, I actually don't remember the name.
Is that your final?
Yeah.
It is the UEE Marines.
Oh, fair enough.
So you got point 8.
Yeah. See, because you remember outlaw because they're outlaws. You don't remember UE Malines. You never remember the Malines.
The Malines.
The Malines. They're a small French biscuit.
I didn't know that.
Well, you shouldn't because I made it up.
Oh, I did not realize. Where the answers are made up and the points don't matter.
Yay. Okay.
Now, what is the impact or the difference in wearing each type of armor?
By that, do you mean well, I mean, the kind of impacts you have would be in terms of carry points. So you can carry different weapons, different kind of things. So, it affects your loadout. And on top of that, you've also got, if you're wearing the helmet, you've got the visual kind of HUD. Nearly from my face. You get a visual kind of HUD display thing, so it affects your field of view. Also, it has a stamina impact.
Mm-hmm.
Have I missed anything?
One thing.
Apart from the fact that it also protects you.
Okay, that was the last part of it.
Yeah.
The obvious part was the armor difference, so
Yeah. Yeah.
there you go.
I am judging you.
But it's also information for everyone out there.
Very true. Guys, armor, it can protect you.
The heavier your armor, the more protection you have, apparently.
But it may tire you out and affect your field of view if you're wearing an armored helmet as well.
Exactly.
Yes.
How many guns, question 6, how many guns will be in the initial FPS?
Now that's 6.
Your final answer?
Yes.
It is 6. You got it. See, I told you. There are some easier ones in here. Now it's less easy. Name the
Beard hat
guns.
says 2. What?
Question
Name the
7.
goggles.
Name the guns.
Devastator. Huey. Dewey. Louis. Paul. John. Ringo. George. Jeffrey. Zipple. Bungle.
I think you've gone over 6 at this point also.
Oh, no. Some of these were double hyphenated.
Oh, okay. I believe I'm asking what are the actual equipment names, not just give them names.
Oh, one's a gun. Other one's a shot. Other one's a shot. Are you wanting the names of the manufacturers? The names
No,
of...
you can give the general equipment names.
One's a gun. One's a shotgun. One's a machine gun. One's a submachine gun. One's a frying pan.
I wish.
How close?
I'll give you
I
half.
didn't even mention a grenade, because the grenade's not a gun.
It's true, the grenade is not a gun. I'll give you half on that one, because you got some of them. Specifically, you have the laser pistol.
Lasers? Who uses lasers?
Ballistic pistol, which is the gun. The combustion pistol, which it caused the game to break sometimes. They tried to put it in, and it didn't work.
Are you serious? I got half a point because I didn't mention any of those. I just
You
said
did
gun.
gun, ballistic pistol. I'm giving that to you. You also said machine gun, which is the assault rifle.
Yeah.
Submachine gun, which is the Bearing P4SC rifle.
Yeah, I don't think I deserve a half.
And electric shotgun. You also got shotgun.
I also don't think I deserve a half.
Okay, 0.25 then. I'm dropping it.
Yeah.
How many different...
Because it's like they'll have objects.
I'll give you 0.25 then, because you said some of the names, sort of. And question 8. How many grenades and gadgets, when you combine them, will be in the initial FPS?
So are we talking grenades by type of grenade, or all grenades is always one grenade?
Grenades count as types. Each type is a different grenade.
Oh my God, so that's a lot. There's
How many total, though? I mean,
okay, so including all those grenades. Give me 1 second while I do the thing on my fingers.
and people are deducting points for you shaving.
We weren't going to mention that. Seven.
There are indeed 7.
Ah.
You did get it. And now it gets a little bit tougher.
Oh God.
What are they? What is the
Um,
equipment and the grenades?
okay, so you start with your shield for the that pops up. You then have the hologram. You have the regular frag grenade. You have an EMP grenade. You have what's the name of the grenade that throws you like a gravity distortion grenade?
I'll give it to you close on that. It's sort of a Star Wars nod.
Mm. Oh, force push.
Force propulsion is
Force
the technical
propulsion.
name, but I'll give that one to you.
Crap, and I've lost my train of thought. There's a gas grenade in terms of kind of point. It's that kind. There's a radar grenade. Oh no, that's going live in the first release, isn't it?
I said in the first release what'll be in there.
Shit. Okay, then I got very lucky with my 7 then. Um, how many more do I need to get?
2 more. You've got 5.
Beard hat, you shouldn't be posting anything in chat that is a potential answer. Um, I'm going to say I don't know after that. I was thinking I could say what Beard has said, but since he's posted it, I'm not going to say it. So I'm going to default.
Okay. The last 2 are your
Yeah.
portable defibrillator and your Dynapack medkits.
You have healing.
Yes,
You
in
have healing.
FPS there's
Oh
going
my
to be
God.
healing. They count as the equipment.
Oh, that is so cool.
I'll give you half point for that because you got pretty good on that one. Most definitely.
Yeah, I'm just letting Beard know about the rules for this.
Yes, for everyone out there, again, just remember, if you want to answer, whisper to me. You can play along by whispering whoever's asking
Yeah.
the questions, whether
Yeah.
if it's my week or Dublar's.
Yeah.
But
I basically had to default that answering anymore the moment that answer came up because I would have probably said that and I would have felt I'd actually kind of got a lead. So,
except it
well
was
done.
wrong anyway. But
Yeah, I know, but it's one of
I
those
get you.
ones. Yeah, we're idiots, but we're honest idiots.
True.
So,
Wait.
yeah, you just proved the point.
I resemble
So
that remark.
very strongly. What question are we on?
10.
Ooh, okay.
What was the most
I'm ready.
Kappa-filled comment from Chris Roberts in the FPS Armor Work in Progress article?
Hang on.
Because
Hang
he
on.
had such a Kappa comment in there.
What? Wait a minute. So this was an okay. Say this again, and I'm gonna process this properly. What was the question?
What was the most Kappa comment from Chris Roberts in the FPS Armor Work in Progress article?
Um, you see, I know his troll face from when he weaponed up in Astro Armada and started shooting people. But what was his kappa in?
So Kappa as in sarcastic, snarky, or...
Oh yeah. I'm just trying to see if I can remember. It's just what I don't know, and I'm really curious. Oh, you're smiling. What was it?
Killzone 1 from 2004 called and it said it wanted its character back. Tonguey face.
Oh God, yeah, I remember that burn.
I saw that and
Uh,
I'm like, oh my God, that was so. Then he did respond afterwards with the helmet looked real, but seriously, the helmet looked really good, but the body section definitely needs up-resing and work. But that first shot, I'm like, oh my God.
yeah, no, oh God, yeah, no, that was quite epic. So that was in his, that was actually in the design notes, wasn't
It
it?
was in the design notes.
Yeah, because I thought you meant like in a regular like kind of post
Well,
kind of
the
thing.
whole whip was a design section.
Yeah,
So that's why I
well,
specifically said the FPS armor work in progress article. Because the
yeah,
whole thing was just the pictures.
yeah, because because if yeah, I was going okay if that was if you'd said like it was a sub thing, then I'd have gone oh, but yeah, no, I wouldn't have. I don't think I'd have got that. But that was a burn.
And I have a bonus points question.
Okay,
When is FPS coming to PTU?
hang on. Let me type you that message.
Where did you
Got,
type that?
I typed it in our Skype.
Oh, I can't bring that up without cutting you off screen.
Then I guess I won that round with
I'm
that
gonna
point.
still do it.
Okay.
I see what it says. I don't accept that as the proper
Okay,
answer.
the answer is Sue.
With
A TM.
yes, that is the answer. Ah,
Yeah, although
Trollolino said it.
Trollino posted it and I kind of copied him there, but that was what I was also going to say.
It was a
But
Kappa question. It was for bonus, just for the fun of it, because everybody's
yeah,
been asking that whenever
no,
anyone
yeah.
plays Stars. When's the FPS coming out to PTU?
So
When do you think? Soon. It's
so
soon.
Grakees, don't include that point. If or just leave it without. So we maintain the purity of the 10.
The purity. I
Uh,
need to pull out a calculator because there's some
but
decimal points.
Yeah, you pull out the calculator and sum it up. We actually were moving at some point to a point one iteration or a 0.13 iteration. I can't remember point one iteration of the game, but because that hasn't come out, we're actually blending into a 1.3 release, which will be a full game dev branch. A couple of things in comments. If they don't really set CitizenCon, I will be disappointed. I don't care. That is not perfect. I think there were some of the bugs that they were covering, which kind of seemed like ultimate game breakers. Like, oh, aiming. Aiming's a little tricky right now. So they need to delay is one thing. They need to execute this as perfect as they can because they've got our space sim people already. This is the
Yes.
next. This is the next level, and this will mean a lot, and they need to hit it right.
It really
Um,
does have to be hit in a
yeah,
different mark.
multi crew's coming at the end of the month in October. It looks like all things being well soon, double soon. Um, so we will have that to look forward to. And yeah, Beardhat, everyone's super excited for FPS. I just want to be out of the way for multi crew. Yeah, I like the FPS idea purely because it fits all the mechanics around movement in game. Um, but I want to get people in my ship and we'll fly to an asteroid, investigate it, and I'll kill a soul with a ram. But
That's how it works.
as is tradition. So
Or a
yeah,
hug.
so FPS is a necessary component. Even if you're not a fan of FPS, we need it for the game. To do everything else apart from FPS, it's just simply it. It's there as a vehicle for pew pew as well. You know. So I think that's pretty much us. We're going to do a post show in a wee second because there's been lots of fun chat.
As we do.
And lots of questions, and so we can hang out with everybody. Um, but before we do that, and before we do our proper sign off, there is something I just want to bring to everybody's attention, and it's a game involving giant robots.
Oh, yes.
Yes, BattleTech. So if you know Hairbrained, they actually did they got the Shadowrun license, and um, they put out Shadowrun Returns. Uh, Good, great games that encapsulate the spirit of the Shadowrun role playing game. And last year, their Dragonfall I had up as perhaps Game of the Year. It was pretty damn close. And they announced a couple of weeks back that they got the BattleTech license, well, because basically the core people of Harebrained actually made BattleTech. And I've been playing BattleTech ever since it was a board game. In fact, I've played more
Wow.
BattleTech board games than anything else of BattleTech.
That's kicking it old school on that.
Yeah, I was seriously deep into it, and I knew all the lore and everything. So it's now launched. It's currently a single player, uh, turn-based 3D kind of game with assets, I believe, that are taken from various other sources that they've got deals with. So it's looking fantastic, or they've got such a lot of potential there.
Yep.
And yeah, it's absolutely kicking it. They asked for I think only 250,000 because they had already funded and built the first part, and they just wanted a little bit to take it over the edge. But if we went beyond that, we'd get more and more things. We're currently at over 1 million,
I
1.2
believe so.
roughly right now. If we get to 2.5, they're gonna have like a multiplayer arena as well.
Which
So you
will be
have
amazing.
yeah, you have the full single player campaign, and you also have the multiplayer. Now, this is science fiction. It's not necessarily space sim, shall we say, but it's got I think it will respond well to a lot of people who listen to us, who watch us. So if you haven't heard, go into Kickstarter and search for BattleTech. You've got about 27 days, I think, or 28 days to kind of to fund it if you want to, and if you don't. But if you think somebody might want to, share the link. So, Grakees, where can we find you?
You can find me on twitch.tv/Grakees, Grakees. You can find me pretty much the same way across the internet. So look for that name, you'll find me.
Yay!
And Dublar, where can we find you, sir?
You can find me at twitch.tv/DOUBLARTHACKERY. And every so often, I'll actually be streaming. Hit a follow and be surprised when you get the email notification.
Make sure those notifications are turned on for the people that you follow.
Yes. So that's us. We're going to say bye now, and we'll catch you on the post show. So if you're in chat, we'll be back in about, say, 2 minutes, and we'll hang out.
Bye,
Bye.
guys. We are back. We
Hi,
are back.
everybody. Okay, there's another elephant in the room, and that elephant is my beard.
It's true.
For those of you who came in late, I actually um, was dressed up with a wig and a scarf wrapping my face. So Grakees and I actually had about an hour pre-show chat, just chilling, shooting the breeze, and he never really. I mean, he noticed I wore a wig.
I noticed the
Uh,
scarf too. I called you Kakashi when you drank through it.
oh yeah, yeah, true, because I could drink through my scarf. Um, but yeah, I got this done on Saturday last week, and I just had a massive urge, and it happened. I have no regrets,
I never
but
even conceived of him shaving it. It just didn't even click.
Yeah, the beard is still in the. Actually, yeah. Hang on.
Dublar's got a giant beard that way now.
I'm like uber hipster.
If only
Okay,
he's a
tell
dwarf.
us. Oh, I love gold. Is that a hole? No, see, I can't because Yogscraft do that. Yogscraft do that. Um,
All you'd have to do is speak with a Scottish accent.
oh, if I could do that, I'd probably be accepted by Scotland again. Okay, so there were tons of questions. Let's start to go through them. If uh, I've only got up to I think about the last hour's worth of chat in my log. So
Yeah,
if
me as
you
well.
want, yeah, so if there's questions you really want to have answered or kind of discussed, throw them in chat now.
If you asked about
Um,
something earlier on in the cast about other games, even, I
oh,
believe there was
for
a question about Elite, but I can't remember it off the top of my head.
oh yeah, the question was I think this. Oh yeah, and let us know, VFM Panda. I think it was you're a big Spacer fan. How do you feel about Elite Dangerous Horizons and its pricing model, having already paid $60?
Oh, yes. Honestly, as long as Horizons has the content in it to justify essentially what is another game price, I've been an MMO player for a very, very long time, and expansions are kind of a part of what you pay for if the game itself expands the content to that level. If it doesn't, then people are going to be upset by that. But if Horizons counts for, you know, not just what they're going to start with, which is barren planets to drive around on, and adds on things like Earth-like worlds and all that stuff, and you can go exploring those,
Mm,
and they add more pieces and parts to it, then it's going to be worth it. It's essentially another game within the game. So I can see why they're doing it that way. It's an MMO expansion
yeah,
style, and honestly, some games need to expand their funding, and this is a way. I don't like how they PR'd it necessarily.
yeah.
I think that they didn't communicate it very well, but I understand why they're doing it that way. And it is a bit pricey, and not everyone's going to be able to afford it. However, there is still the base game which you can go play.
You see, what's interesting is I would have much rather they said, "Look, this is an annual pass," and did it that way because effectively that's what they've done.
Well, they did
But
a lifetime. One time
yeah,
purchase, you get everything forever.
yeah, that reminds me, I really need to use that.
I need to get that option when I have it available to me as well,
Yeah,
because I know I'm going to keep going back to Elite over and over again.
absolutely. So a couple of people were in shock and wanted to go. This is a question better than the Retaliator. Someone check his temperature. Who are you and what did you do with Grakees? Um, Moving on from that, we have this from Parrot Math. Now they have described the medical bay and the landing bay. How does the respawn mechanic work with the medical bay without the landing bay?
Oh,
Well,
you can
you,
respawn there, but you can never leave? It's the
it's
Hotel
like the Hotel
California?
California. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe
Um,
it'll have an indicator when you're choosing your respawn that says no landing bay, so you know you're going to kind of be stuck.
well, yeah. Although if you've got a camera, you could probably take great photos of other people getting blown up.
Either that, or you could,
Um,
steal a gun from inside the ship or a knife or something, and
it's
then
like,
take the fronty.
yeah, you've taken the frontie. The frontie is going into battle. The frontie's gonna die. Misa,
So
stay.
respawn there and steal their fronty because they had a hospital without a
Yeah.
way to get off.
Uh-huh. Ooh, the frontie and the butty. Um, okay. Follow on from that from Parrot was then how does the defensive modules they say they potentially sentences. Uh, so how does the defense module they say they could potentially add, which is described as a defended frontline hospital, how does that work without a landing bay? So in other words, I think he's looking at if you do the math, we only have 6 joined positions, so 333, 111, 333. So if you've got the hospital takes up 2,
Hmm.
and the landing bay takes up 1, where's the defense module?
Hmm. Maybe,
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess you can't defend it.
Yeah, could be a thing.
Because, well, the hospital takes up 2.
Yeah,
Landing bay takes up 1. And there's 6 total,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Defense module only takes up, what, 3?
We don't have a defense module,
Oh.
but they talked about it as one of the future ones they're trying to work in.
But if it takes up a max of 3, you still have 3 slots available. You could still fit it in.
No, no, no. So everything is symmetrical.
Oh, that's
So
right. 2, 2, and 2.
yeah. So and there's only 6 slots, so that's 3 in total.
2 landing bays, and then the other 2
One
for
landing
defense.
bay is one landing bay is allowed, which takes up a 2 by 1, or a 1 by 1. I don't, you know what I mean, the slot.
Yeah.
And then the medical takes up the other 2. So that totally fills it. There's no defense area.
Medical only takes one side of the ship, though, doesn't it? Or does it
Medical
take
takes
sides?
both. It's both.
Okay,
Everything is
that's why.
symmetrical.
That's
Everything
it
is
has to plug
symmetrical.
into both sides.
Yeah.
You're screwed.
So
No defense
yeah.
bay.
So this was actually, I think, what they were. They're talking about a frontline hospital. So how the hell does that work? Unless they have docking collars, and you can't
If there's a
land.
docking collar, you're okay. You just can't
Yeah.
land.
Um, let's see. Yes, I melted everything. I melted so many ships. It was amazing. And then I actually melted my Endeavor again. And I bought an Endeavor and I bought an extra biodome. So I bought the master set and an extra biodome, so I had the full everything. And then I was looking at my hangar and I went, oh, I actually have a 15% discount code.
Oh, melt and grab again.
Yeah, so I did that today.
Well, that'll work.
Um, there's so many people scared about my lack of beard.
They are quite terrified by it.
So, podcast peeps, you can't see this, but I've basically Benjamin buttoned myself.
He does look 15 years younger.
And to be honest, that is exactly what the exact years people have been telling me as well outside of this.
You
Any
look
other questions?
all of 35 now.
Go fuck yourself.
I had to
Um,
make you feel bad after saying that because, you're not comfortable with too many compliments.
yeah.
You're too British.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, Trollolino, I think, has earned his name by saying, this brings a good question. Will you trust a bad pilot such as Dubler with your in-game life just because he has a capital ship?
He won't be piloting, I will. We'll all be fine, trust me.
We're all gonna die.
Only if the
If
random wheel tells us.
Okay, so you can pilot the ship, but only when we're not streaming, because there's less chance of you getting a tip, and tips on Grakees' channel lead to hugs, and hugs is a code word for ramming speed.
Only in the future, it's only going to be a small chance. It's going to be
I
it's going to be
I
a
know.
randomizer now.
I imagine. What I imagine is we're on a science experiment. We're doing deep science with an object in space. You get the hug alert, and Hugageddon has arrived, and then you're going to start ramming our subject matter.
Well,
Oh look, there's a quasar.
only if I'm actively piloting at that moment. If I'm running around in first person, it's like H1Z1, so I have to go up and beat the crap out of someone with my fists.
I'm fucked.
Well, then I'll
I've
just use a Dynapack on you after. You'll be fine.
Yeah. We've got to talk about this.
Or you just
Uh,
make sure that an NPC is standing between you and I, and I'll beat the crap out of our NPCs.
Yeah, Cyberwolf says, Grakees, you said the Endeavour would be your last ship, but that you couldn't get it. What happened to your interest in the Crucible?
I said I would get the Crucible in-game. It didn't interest me quite enough to get one outside.
Hmm.
I like the idea of it. I want to get one in-game eventually, but it isn't one of those, oh, I want that from day one type of ships.
Yeah. And Torolino's observation is that if we can't land, space farts will blow us to the nearest station.
Well,
Um,
yeah, I mean, I've proven that you can fly pretty well with space farts.
yeah, space farts, best farts. Um, Oh my God. Okay, I'm still scrolling down. I've just read this. It's from Timothy Fabulous. Dubra Thackeray, I'm not scared of the lack of your beard. You remind me of a character from Venture Brothers now. I'm actually quite scared
I'm
now. I
scared.
want,
Which character?
yeah, yeah. Um, and Cyber says, if we added a ton of acne, Dubra would look like a high school. Like a whole high school? That's fairly fucking damning. Um, yeah, to be honest, I have enough of a baby face that if I got acneed up, it would kind of go very wrong very fast. Hi, Raytheon too. Cyber goes, imagine Grakees in an Endeavour with the collider. So he just flies towards what he wants to hug, pops the front end of the ship off, and lets inertia do the rest with the back half. We're going to have to do that. Oh my God. Grakees, do you want to do Operation Pitchfork in my Endeavour?
Oh my god. That
For
would be
science.
awesome. For science. We won't go in a hospital ship. They'll think it's a hospital one. It'll just have science components.
You know, Vandal make the best fertilizer.
Ella will be happy.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm off to CitizenCon next week.
October 10th, yes?
Yeah, so I'm actually going on Friday. And so I just bought my train ticket today, and holy shit, I could have flown to Europe, or mainland Europe, I should say.
I never get that sometimes. It's like, oh my god, why is the train ticket price so high? I could fly.
86 quid. That's
Wow.
yeah, I know. So I'm going to be going down on Friday, so that's the 9th, and I'll be returning back on the 11th. So we're going to have a late night vacuum next Thursday, and then after that, I'll be heading off. So I'm really
next
looking forward to
Thursday?
it.
Okay.
Next Thursday we have our show.
You're good for next Thursday then. Cool.
Oh, absolutely. And some badness will hopefully happen. I mean, in CitizenCon, as ever. So if we have a bunch of people who are... Oh, hang on, I've got to check this link that Fallout's put out. Oh, fuck.
Oh, man.
I'm just going to sit here.
For those listening, somebody just posted a link to a character from Venture Bros, and...
Let's just say they're not wrong, but I don't necessarily want to celebrate their discovery.
Oh.
Thank you, Fallout. Yeah. Yeah. Don't back him up with a green. Yeah, they all are. Yeah, they all are. Nice. So that's us. Thanatos, you've got the worst timing. We've actually just wrapping up.
Yes, you just landed it like right as we're wrapping.
Yeah, but you can catch us on the podcast and we also on the Player Gang. So if you want to watch, we had a pretty detailed, in-depth show. Lots of things were covered. So there's a lot of meat and tatters here.
This one will be on YouTube.
Oh, this one will definitely be on YouTube.
Last
And
week I couldn't cut it enough.
yeah, I'm going to be very drunk most of tomorrow, so I won't be editing this until the weekend, but this will be up in the podcast very shortly. So I think that's just us. I'm putting my damn mug down while it just reverbs on the mic. I'm going to have to edit all that out. Love yous all. Grakees, again, thank you for hosting this on your channel. You're forever awesome. If you haven't followed this man, follow this man. He's a decent soul and a damn good player. And ignore his fingers. He always fingers me at the end of the night.
It has to be done.
And we wish you all the best. Have a great one, and we'll see you next week.
Have a great night, all.
Bye.